Digital presidential habits. What leaders do at 5 a.m. What if I told you that the most powerful people in the world share one secret habit that happens before most of us even wake up? While you're hitting snooze for the third time, global leaders are already 3 hours into their day, making decisions that shape nations and building the mental fortitude that separates ordinary from extraordinary. Today we're pulling back the curtain on the 5 a.m. rituals of presidents, prime ministers, and world leaders. And more importantly, how you can adapt these presidential habits to build your own mental wealth, even if you're not running a country. The 5 a.m. advantage. Barack Obama starts his day at 5:30 a.m. with a workout and newspaper reading. Tim Cook, CEO of Apple, begins at 4:30 a.m. with emails and gym time. Winston Churchill famously worked from bed until 11 a.m., but his morning started at 5 a.m. with dictation and correspondence. But here's what's fascinating. It's not just about waking up early. It's about what these leaders do in those precious morning hours when the world is quiet, their minds are fresh, when they can invest in themselves before investing in others. The 5 a.m. hour isn't just about productivity. It's about building what I call mental sovereignty. It's the ability to own your thoughts, direct your focus, and strengthen your decision-making capacity before the chaos of daily life begins. The 3 pillars of presidential mornings. First pillar: mental discipline through movement. Every successful leader I've studied incorporates physical movement into their morning routine. It's not about becoming a fitness influencer. It's about neuroplasticity. When you move your body, you're literally rewiring your brain for better decision-making. Obama's morning workout wasn't just about staying in shape for the cameras. Exercise releases BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which acts like fertilizer for your brain cells. Leaders understand that physical strength translates to mental resilience. You don't need a presidential gym. It's 20 minutes of walking, stretching, bodyweight exercises can activate the same neural pathways that help leaders make billion-dollar decisions under pressure. Second pillar: information absorption and pattern recognition. While most people scroll social media first thing in the morning, leaders are consuming carefully curated information. They're reading briefings, newspapers, and reports that help them understand the bigger picture. But here's the key insight. They're not just consuming information. They're developing pattern recognition. They're training their minds to see connections, identify trends, and anticipate challenges before they become crises. You can develop this same skill. Instead of starting your day with random social media feeds, create your own presidential briefing, subscribe to newsletters in your field, read industry reports, or study the work of people you admire. Train your brain to think strategically, not reactively. Third pillar: reflection and intention setting. The most powerful habit I've discovered among world leaders is their commitment to reflection. Whether it's meditation, journaling, or simply sitting in silence, they create space for deep thinking. Churchill would spend his early morning hours dictating his thoughts. Ronald Reagan kept detailed diaries. Modern leaders like Oprah Winfrey and Bill Gates practice meditation or journaling. This isn't about perfectionism or rigid routine. It's about creating mental clarity. When you start your day with intention rather than reaction, you're operating from a place of strength rather than survival. The digital age challenge. Now here's where it gets interesting for our generation. These leaders develop their habits in a world with fewer digital distractions. We face a unique challenge. How do we build presidential-level mental discipline when we carry infinite distraction in our pockets? The answer lies in what I call digital discipline. Successful modern leaders don't avoid technology. They master it. They use apps for meditation, digital tools for learning, and technology to enhance rather than diminish their mental capacity. The key is intentionality. Your phone can be a tool for growth or a weapon of mental destruction. The choice is yours. Adapting presidential habits to your life, you don't need to become president to think like one. Here's how to adapt these habits to your reality. Start with the 5 a.m. formula: movement plus learning plus reflection. Even if you can't wake up at 5 a.m., you can create a morning routine that incorporates these 3 elements. Maybe it's 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. The time matters less than the consistency and intention. Create your personal cabinet. Just as presidents surround themselves with advisors, surround yourself with wisdom. This could be books, podcasts, mentors, or online courses. Feed your mind with the same quality of information that leaders consume. Practice decision-making under pressure. Leaders don't just make decisions. They make good decisions quickly. Practice this skill in small ways. When facing choices throughout your day, give yourself limited time to decide and stick with your choice. Build your decision-making muscle. Develop your communication skills. Every great leader is a great communicator. Whether it's public speaking, writing, or simply having meaningful conversations, invest in your ability to articulate your thoughts clearly and persuasively. The compound effect of presidential habits. Here's what happens when you consistently practice presidential habits. You don't just become more productive, you become more resilient, more creative, and more capable of handling whatever life throws at you. The 5 a.m. hour becomes your competitive advantage. While others are reactive, you're proactive. While others are scattered, you're focused. While others are surviving, you're thriving. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Every day you choose to invest in your mental wealth, you're building the foundation for a life of greater impact and fulfillment. Your presidential challenge. I want to challenge you to try the presidential morning routine for just 1 week. Wake up earlier than usual. Move your body. Feed your mind with quality information. And spend time in reflection. See how it changes not just your mornings, but your entire approach to life? Remember, you don't need a title or position to develop the habits of a leader. You just need the commitment to invest in yourself with the same intensity that you invest in everything else. The question isn't whether you have time for a presidential morning routine. The question is whether you can afford not to have one. Your future self, the one who accomplishes extraordinary things, is waiting for you to make the choice to start building that person today. And it all begins tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. If this video inspired you to start building your own presidential habits and mental wealth, show your support by hitting that like button. It helps us reach more people who are ready to level up their lives. And if you're serious about developing unshakable mental discipline and leadership habits, subscribe to Mental Wealth and ring that notification bell so you never miss the strategies that will transform your mindset and your results. Your presidential morning routine starts tomorrow. The only question is, are you ready to lead your own life like the leader you're meant to become?